With The Killing Eve ending, I thought you might appreciate me spoiling a list of TV shows that have also finished, but unlike that train wreck, won't break your heart.
My God, you're beautiful. I meant that professionally.
Let's start with Lost Girl, a Canadian fantasy series that premiered in 2010 and went on for 5 seasons. It's got something of a Buffy-esque vibe where bisexual protagonist Bo, who grew up human, discovers she feeds off sexual energy during her first time and unwillingly kills the guy. Traumatized, she runs away, and years later she finds out that she is, in fact, a succubus belonging to a race called the Fae. When she begins the journey of discovery about what that means and who she is, she meets Lauren, a human doctor who works for the Light Fae. They are drawn to each other and feelings develop throughout the seasons. There is also a brooding werewolf vying for her heart, but, well, this show is on here for a reason. It's a fun show with an ensemble, family-found dynamic, and it's pretty darn queer. And while I'm more team Valcubus, Docubus was the core romance, and the ending will not break your heart.
You look different when you're having a good time. What? I don't know. It's like your whole face. Like it opens up. My face lovely. It does. It's lovely.
In 2021, Saran Jones delighted the gays once again by playing Detective Chief Inspector Amy De Silva in the limited series Vigil. It's a fantastic British procedural that sees Amy board a submarine to investigate a death on board, but the catch is she can't communicate with the outside and has to resort to cryptic messages. Who better to decrypt the messages than her ex-lover, Detective Sergeant Kirsten Longacre? Through the season, we get to dive deep into Amy's personal life, including her affair with Kirsten, and it's clear as the show progresses that they still have feelings for each other, feelings that take on more and more importance as the series progresses.
This right here. This is better than any poem.
I feel Dickinson is hardly a surprise on this list. In 2019, we were introduced to Emily Dickinson, her zany family and friends. The show had no qualms leaning into the lesbian relationship between Emily and Sue, her best friend. Even when Sue marries her brother, more out of necessity than anything else, their relationship continues with its ups and downs, giving us some wonderful sapphic moments. While the tendency to have them at odds through much of each season mirrors perhaps a little too much the same formula that Killing Eve had, this one gets it right because it understood the assignment, namely, these two ladies together.
I can't stop thinking about that kiss. Like in a not bad way?
I have never thought about bisexuality. I mean, for myself. As a scientist, I know that sexuality is a spectrum. But, social biases, they codify attraction. It's contrary to the biological facts.
That's oddly romantic. Totally encouraging.
Orphan Black, another Canadian sci-fi, follows Sarah Manning, who discovered that she is one of many illegal clones and sets about uncovering the conspiracy behind her existence. In so doing, she meets other clones, one of which is Dr. Cosmia Niehaus, the nerdy, sciencey lesbian one. When Delphine is sent to spy on her by the company that created her, a genuine attraction evolves. Their relationship has its ups and downs, and the show could have suffered from bury your gays a few times. However, it ultimately avoided all of that to give us a lovely, tender relationship between the two women. Not least because of actress Tatiana Maslany, who impressively played all the clones and yet managed to give each one their own distinctiveness.
I thought... Sorry. No, gay! Me gay! Oh, me gay too.
Taking a break from all the drama shows, One Day at a Time is a remake of the 1975 comedy of the same name. It ran for 3 seasons on Netflix and then a truncated 4th season on Pop TV. It follows the life of Cuban-American family where the daughter, Elena, is queer and she meets and falls for Sid, who goes by they-them. It's a sweet relationship that we get to see explored. On the scale of wokeness, this one is pretty darn woke, discussing a lot of topical issues around race, sexuality, and politics, while also retaining that comforting sitcom feel. It's a show that you know you can trust to treat its queer characters well, and I dare you not to be charmed by Elena and Sid's relationship.
I don't want to be friends.
When I think about what I want to do most in this world, it's you.
What would be a list of shows that don't break your heart without including Wynnona Earp? It wouldn't be a list worth having, let's be real. Starting in the year 2016 that saw way too many gay ladies get killed, there was a lot of pressure for the show to buck the unfortunate trend, and the show was thankfully up to the task. The show did everything right when it came to this couple, avoiding the toxic tropes that have plagued the Woman Love Woman fandom, poking fun at Bury Your Gays, and instead giving us a delightful and deep relationship between Waverly Earp and Nicole Hort. This Canadian-American show, Canada sure is making a strong case for the lesbians on fantasy TV shows, ran for 4 seasons and, along the way, gave the gays many memorable moments.
I think you're the most sexy and attractive person I've ever met in my entire life. You really think so? I think you're perfect.
This one-season Netflix series followed Kate Messinger, who developed a crush on Emmeline, the seemingly unattainable theatre girl. But when the boy who is crushing on her tries to kiss her, she sets off the fire alarm and in so doing ruins the auditorium and prevents the drama club from working on their next show. Instead, she finds herself roped into helping out with a tongue-in-cheek sci-fi movie which sees her growing closer to Emmeline. Set in the 1990s with a lot of nostalgia, it's an easy, unproblematic watch that ends on a lovely note that means that it being cancelled after 1 season wasn't a big deal, at least for me. Keep an eye out for part 2 to this list because yes, there are more TV shows that have finished and the ending won't break your heart, so be sure to subscribe for that. Also, let me know what shows you feel fit this category that I didn't mention here. Until next time, lady lovers.